In part one, I talked about how fucking insane the human race is now, how corrupt things have become, like AI, environmental bullshit that's going on. Basically, we're all fucked. We're all fucked, basically. And then I started talking about, in the last few minutes, I started talking about how society's moral decay and how, like, it's just genuinely shit. And then I reached at the last few seconds of the video, I started talking about misandry, and we're gonna brush up on that again. We're gonna talk about it again. Misandry is not taken seriously. You know, I think it should. Just like how sexual assault, male sexual assault, men getting sexually assaulted. I think that should also be taken seriously, but for some reason, it's just not. And, like, there's this streamer a while ago. I think her name was Nina Lynn, right? Right. Um, the terrible, terrible, disgusting human being. Like, actually, like, fucking Karen. She she textbook definition sexually assaulted a man. Like, two girls carried this dude in a room and started stripping him on stream, and no one did anything about it. Twitch, just a good old slap on the wrist, just 2 week ban, or I can't remember the ban, but it was an impairment ban, and basically, like, this girl committed a crime, like an actual crime, and no one's talking about it. Like, if it was two big black bald buff men carrying an Asian looking girl into a room, and everyone would just be enraged. Everyone would be like, "Oh," and rightfully so. Absolutely, everyone should. But why aren't we putting? Actually, some people wouldn't, and that's a problem. Some people wouldn't. Some people don't give a fuck if it's male or female sexual assault, which is actually another problem. But how do I like? I don't think society would people would react. I don't think Twitch would react the same if it was just like again, as I've said, two guys carrying a girl into a room and began stripping her. Everyone would be enraged and in shambles, actually, but no one was. Because, like, what the fuck, guys? What the fuck? Mm. But I guess that's society for you. Um, oh yeah, misandry. Let's finish up on misandry. I was talking about to a friend today, right this day, about her being like reposting a lot of misandrous shit, and I was like, this friend of yours is being sexist. I don't want to be friends with them. Like that's the least I could do, just not be friends with them, not engage with this type of person. And then, like, she started making excuses for her friend. Bad move, bad idea. Which you should never make excuses. Like, if your friend is a piece of shit, then don't make excuses for them. Just admit that they're a piece of shit. But she did tell me that her friend is healing and actually becoming a better person, which I was like, okay, I'm glad that she's becoming a better person, and, like, stuff like that. I'm glad she is. But the way she was trying to explain her shitty behavior was kind of bad. I advised her to do better next time. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm being serious here. When you're explaining someone, your friend's, like, previous past bad behavior, like, be like, oh yeah, they were a bitch, like, they were a bad person. They're growing and they're healing now, so don't worry about it. Don't fret. Don't sweat it. And so she did a bad job, and, if it was any other person that was talking to her, they were like they would come out of the argument, out of the conversation with a bitter taste in their mouths, and there we go. And she said something along the lines of like, she had to watch her like when she was growing up, she had to watch men cruelly treat women around her, and like, do you understand what kind of image that leaves? And I agree with her that that is a horrible, traumatizing thing that should never ever happen to anyone. I believe that it's a horrible, bad thing. But one thing, actually, a couple of things. No matter how much you've suffered through, you do realize that the internet exists, right? Number one, there are 4 billion men at least out there. Like half the fucking population are men, and you could just slowly come to realize that those men who treated her and her other women around her are like inherently bad people because they're bad people, not because they're men. There are a million ways she could have strayed from the path of misandry. But, I mean, hey, we're talking about human beings. Of course they're stupid and fucking short sighted and narrow minded. Um, uh, uh, as I was saying. And then, you got the internet, and then you got, like, YouTube. Sorry, yeah, same thing. And then you got people around, like, other people that aren't treating women horribly. Right? Right. And so, no, I don't think I buy your excuse for as to why she was misanders. Like, I get it, trauma. I get it a lot, dude. Uh, but it still doesn't excuse sexism because I'd imagine not a single motherfucker would sympathize with a man if he says something like, "Oh well, I had to grow up treating women. With women around me treating me cruelly. Oh, that's why I'm a misogynist." No one would even spare him a glance. Like no one would give a fuck about him. Um, but like, why is it with girls like that? Like, I believe that yes, trauma and yes, her actions are understandable, and I'm really sorry that that happened. And she also told me that she's actually like kind and everyone loves her and all that shit. Like, hey, at least you guys get along. Am I right? I mean, yeah, I don't know. At least they get along and they're friends at least. Uh, but it still doesn't excuse misandry. And also, I know a bro. I know a friend. He uh he grew up around five sisters, and I'd say like no, no. Let me reshape this. You grew up around really, really toxic women, and this friend of mine, I've been friends with him for a long time, right? And even after he sort of like found international friends and started making friends online, he still found bad women, right? Right. And no matter what, I never, ever, ever saw him ever, ever in my life be a misogynist, right? And this guy, he's been treated by women, uh, certain woman, cruelly for a decade of his life, I guess. And it's just he's had many, many, many bad interactions with women that like if you would apply the same logic to a woman, then I guess he deserves to be a misogynist because no, girls who are are misandrous are just hurt people that are definitely not toxic and definitely just I don't know, like just shitty lame ass excuses I like if he because he's been treated by women horribly a lot like throughout his life. And I mean, if anyone deserves the right to be a misogynist and say, "I'm just a boy," it should be him. But he never was. He never. He's a misanthropist, someone who hates humanity itself. Totally valid. Honestly, I don't agree with that. I actually love that about him. Um, but he's never ever been a misogynist. And like, what really pisses me the fuck off is that like when girls, certain girls, say like, oh, but I've had like bad interactions with like one or two men throughout my life, and to be honest, now I fucking hate them all. That definitely excuses all my fucking toxic, shitty behavior, and the fact that I was okay. I shouldn't finish that. But basically, like no, like no, no, that's not a good fucking excuse because that's just not fucking true. Like, or sorry, not true. Like, it's not a good fucking excuse to have like a bad interaction with like one or two men throughout your life and then instantly become a misandrist. Again, half the population are women, half the population are men. If you had a bad interaction with like one of them or like two of them, actually 10 of them, still wouldn't be enough to say that like all bad, all men are bad, all women are bad. It's like I understand being scared. I get it. I completely understand. I completely understand it. I understand just being hurt, being scared, being like having trust issues. I fucking get it more than anyone else. Um, but it doesn't excuse misandry. Like if you don't want to open up, that's okay. That's totally fine. Hey, if you don't want to open up to anyone, that's fine. I mean, you don't have to open up. But that doesn't excuse misandry. And uh, is it a double standard? You know, like is this the part where I say, "Oh, double standard, guys"? I don't know. I'll never know. But yeah, like I and also most women like I don't understand how like like women can say certain women. I can say like, "Oh, I hate all men," and it will be perceived as a joke. But if a guy like I swear to God, if a guy ever said, "Oh, I hate all women," do you know how many people would like gang up on him? Rightfully so, but like, where's the same with women or certain girls, certain girls? Also, I don't like it when people call girls females. Like that's such a fucking weird way. Like you're not a robot, right? Right. Stop calling girls females and stop calling boys males, please. Uh, but yeah, misandry is bad. We should not normalize it. Very bad stuff. What else is there for me to say? Yeah, society is fucked, and we're all fucked, and there's nothing we could do about it. Yay! At least I get to listen to my Megadeth. I love Megadeth so much. Man, I want to buy an electric guitar and just start fucking shredding. My favorite song is "Am I Evil" by Diamond. That's an actual fucking piece of song. Uh, what was I gonna say? I forgot. I love Megadeth. I love metal. I love metal. Um, everyone's fucked. I already repeated that. I want to grow out my hair, but my father, he doesn't let me, bro. I want to have like solid snake hair. And you have a beard. Yeah, that could work. Anyways, bye. Ow, my hand. That's such a funny meme. Anyways.